Oh my god. Insane run. Insane run. 46, dude. What is that, dude? That was awful. That was almost the biggest fluke I've ever had in this game. How, man? How? That is incredible. That's incredible. I'm really speechless. Dude, the save device is actually so overpowered, man. It just has made this level so much easier. This definitely still would be doable on mouse. Like, I'm just passing places that I usually always die to on mouse. Like, the wave sections in the pre-drop, I could never get past on mouse. There's like, specifically the spam sections. I don't know, it just feels so much better to play. Even with the nerves, I just felt so tuned in. I don't know if I can top that, man. I would at least have to beat the level. Like there! I would always die there with my mouse from 0, but like... Dude, I don't know how it just gets so consistent with the save device. It's gotta be like how I'm pressing down on the keys. I just feel so much more powerful with each click, and it feels more responsive. Damn, bro. Oh, dude, what? I'm past it. I don't know how I'm like making it so far. Like that's still a pretty decent fluke. I got past the wave and I just went all the way here. Went past the choke point wave, or just the choke point section, and I'm all the way at 76. Same thing happened last time. I got past the wave and went all the way to 85. Jeez, man. It was gonna kill me eventually, right? Past the wave, immediately to 80. What is that death, man? New death unlocked. Also, this is literally the greatest device ever. It's so consistent. I think I've passed the choke point area more times than I've died there. That's insane. My bad, man. My bad. I had no nerves. I'm so capable of beating it right now because I'm desensitized to getting far. I don't get nerves anymore. The only place I could have died to here. The only place, man. This is like my least favorite timing ever. Like just in general in GD. Like dual ball timings where you have to get both balls past a mini spike. I hate that. Just like in Windy Landscape. It's the only reason I didn't beat Windy Landscape sooner. Was because I had those timings, and I just find those impossible. I hate that. It's whatever. 89. I needed that. That's just pushing my nerve onset back further, because I did start to get nerves. That's a new death, honestly. That is an awful death. Oh my god. Never in practice, never ever. Here I go again. Dying to places no one's ever died to. Looks like I'm practicing the end. Forgive me for not fully learning that one part that killed me every so often in practice that I was like, nah, I don't need to practice it. I won't die there from 0, it's okay. Well, too bad. Here I go again. I can hit that really late, so I just died there for no reason. Wow, I beat the level. Who would have seen that coming? How late can I hit this? Okay, much better strat. Just click late as hell on that block. If I jump too early there, then I'm like guaranteed dead no matter what. So I need to jump super late there. Got it. Let's learn the level before I beat it this time. Doesn't matter how much I practice, I'm still gonna die at the end. But at least I'm not dying to the exact same place again. That death is impossible now. This is my worry. I was gonna spend too long and just start dying to nothing, and then I'm gonna start hating the level. I think that's what's starting to happen. I haven't gone to the hatred period yet, but we're getting there. One frame off of living this. How close was that? How close was it? How are we thinking? Did I even make it off the ground? Oh, great, I did. Was that another, like, frame or two off? Great. We're still dying at the end. We're still dying at the end. That's incredible. Nothing. That's a nothing death. That's another nothing death. Dying a frame off to nothing. Yep, that's it for me. That's it for me. I will no longer be playing. That is definitely the worst death of the night. I don't even want to continue after that. Okay, insane ship intel. It's actually better to hug the top. I'm just gonna die only there now. I'm only gonna die there now. I'm only gonna die there. That part's really the J-Zor. The J-Zor of Limbo. We're still dying there? Okay. When are we thinking I'm beating it? Because I was 3 attempts past halfway in a row. Oh my god. I didn't die at the end. I didn't die the last 2 clicks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. GG. Oh my god. I actually got so nervous because it was like my first attempt at the end of today. Oh my god. GG. GG. 7864. Oh my god. Hold. Hold. Clip. Yes. Good. Clicks. Ooh. Menu, music on. I survived. Okay, I had to use the bathroom, then I'm gonna get into this level, because my experience was very rough, and I have some things I need to discuss. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I didn't really have, like, a bad experience with the level, I just got unlucky. And I feel like there is a difference between a bad and an unlucky experience. Because for pretty much my whole time playing this level, I never really got upset at the gameplay at all. The gameplay itself is really, really good, in my opinion. The gameplay is nothing really too special, and it's not even, like, super high quality or anything. It's just kind of really hard gameplay. Like, there's nothing special about this wave section, it's just a really hard wave section. So after a while, I found it pretty fun. The best way I can describe this level is a skill-based, very high CPS demon. Like this wave especially. You have to combine clicking pretty fast with wave control. Like, it's not just spam. You actually have to pay a decent bit of attention. Like, learning this part was really just like a brick wall. Because you have to click really fast, you have spikes to worry about, you have speed changes to worry about. I'm pretty sure all the structures have D-blocks on them, so you just have to worry about the spikes. But I had to get a click pattern for this wave to survive it. I didn't have a click pattern for this wave until after my super long session where I died like 10 plus times at the end. Okay, there are a few things stopping me from getting to the end a lot. Or the second half, sorry. And the first one was this wave section. Because I had a click pattern, but it was not consistent. Starting around here, these portals, I just kind of like did a consistent click pattern, but that would usually like end up with me hitting the saw. So let me just go through the click pattern real quick in a little bit of faster speed. It is simply 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, wait, I forgot it. I can go a little slower. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. Here's where I had to start adjusting. What I normally did was just click 3 times, but on my second click, I would hit that. Because I'm just clicking consistently, and I guess I wasn't really paying attention to the 3x portal. That was probably slamming me into it faster. So all I did was, my old click pattern was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now I just do 1, and then 2 is a very small click, and 3 is a much longer click. So there's no risk of dying to that saw anymore. And same thing again, except 4 is a small click, and 5 is a much longer click. Because I would be dying on clicks 2 and 5, because I would be hitting that on click 2. Yeah, that's how I would die all the time. But there's actually a lot of leeway. You can go a lot higher than you think, and still survive. So I just started going higher. And now the full click pattern for the last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I can even say it while I do it. That's how locked I got it. And you could probably spam it if you're brute force enough. I think these last 4 clicks are really easy when you have a good pattern for them. 4 clicks, each with good indicators. You want to click and release so you're like headed straight for that block, like right in the center. And then second click, release before you hit that spike. Third click, release before you hit that spike. And fourth click, release before that spike. So you can use the spikes as really good visual indicators. It is really hard to learn though. I put off learning that part until the very end. Now break section. There's like no point in practicing this because you're going to discover all your deaths from 0. It's really easy until you play from 0, and then you're going to find out every single little location you can die. So things not to die to. This hitbox. You can click too early there. Killed me a few times. These pink orbs are kind of annoying. You can't click too early or you hit the top spike. You can't wait too long either. And same thing here. You can't hit too early and you can't hit too late. Actually, you can hit it pretty late. Never mind. Okay, but I don't need to talk about the part anymore. The part I do need to talk about is this part, though. This part right here literally gatekeeps the entire rest of the level. Like, this is the equivalent of Jazor in Limbo, for me. The difficulty spike is absolutely insane. Thankfully, I'm ship carried, because you need to have insane ship control in this section. There's no teleporter into this transition either. So yeah, first you have to do some insane ship control, and then, oh my god. This wave. I'm gonna switch my mouse real quick, just to see if I can still do this part. Like, I just can't do, like, really fast, controlled clicks on my mouse. And especially here, this is the biggest choke point of the entire level. Even though I stopped dying here, I still think this is the biggest choke point. Okay, slow motion for this whole part. 2 clicks to go up here. You have, like, a slight bit of D-block set up. But then, otherwise, you're dead. So you can do this in 1 click. Found it much more easier to do it in 2. When I was playing on mouse, I had to do this part in 4 clicks, because I literally could not click 5 times fast enough, like, consistently. Yeah, I chose to do 5 super fast clicks because it would set me up perfectly to hit this portal and just avoid the spike. Or then I did 1 small click, or just to barely not hit that object, to once again set myself up for this garbage. So you have to do a tiny click into an immediate let go and input again. And that's just awful. And you have to micro-click it, or else you bonk and die there.
Like, in full speed, I don't know, man. It's just insane. This part is a big reason why I didn't want to play this on mouse. These two small clicks. It's like, in practice, yeah, maybe it's consistent, but then when you're playing from 0, there's a lot of factors that can come into play. Like, maybe you do this click pattern a little wrong, and then you're set up differently. So maybe you click right here, and now you're off-centered, and now the part's just impossible. I had an idea of, like, literally spamming through it, but it never got consistent. And then one last spam, and you're finally free. That's like, so we're at 30%, but that's probably like a good 40 to 45% of the level's difficulty. Because now, this part is really free once you learn it. I died here twice from 0, and they were both the dumbest deaths ever. Because one thing you need to learn is that these slopes are very deceiving. You can be on them when you click, and it won't go through. You have to click pretty early, but it's really lenient. Some strats to make this part easier. Depending on when you click this orb, you're going to land on this structure differently. And that's going to affect how early or late you need to hit these 3 orbs. Because if I click this really early, I'm going to land like right there. Now I have to click these orbs super early. And that's going to screw me over here, because I have a setup going on here. That requires me to click these 3 orbs late. Because if I do that right and I just hold, I'm then set up perfectly for this orb chain. Yeah, otherwise this then becomes the timing, and we want to reduce the amount of timings that we need to do as much as possible. Probably the easiest part of the level. And this wave, I never really had too much trouble with, even though it is a pretty, like, ominous looking part. The gaps are pretty tight. But it got really consistent, and I actually really liked it. But there are a few things to keep in mind. This structure comes closer to you a lot quicker than you may think, because at the same time you get here, there's like a shader that turns on. I don't know, just like, I guess perceiving the level differently might make you have to time things a little differently. I don't know. Okay, you can click earlier than you think there. Don't wait too long. I've died a few times from 0 by just not clicking here, or clicking too late. The strat here, or not even the strat, just the main way you do this part, is by doing 2 clicks there. And when you're doing it at full speed, you kind of have to let go and click again really quickly. But do not do it too quick or too soon, because you can just miss the portal. I would say this is the second easiest part of the level, because there are some very small areas you can die to. The only places you will be dying ever is clicking too late there. Look how open these gaps are. You have so much room. I don't even want to talk about that part anymore. There's nothing to talk about. Same thing here. I have nothing to really say about this part. I don't know if it's easy or I just got really lucky. The only part you're going to be dying to is the first click right here. It's the click that gets you started. Like, once you're set up and in the loop of going up and down again, you should be fine. But it's very easy to click too late there and miss the setup. Yeah, I might just honestly not talk about the parts too in depth anymore, except for the parts that I think are like definitely worth sharing. But like this part, nothing crazy still. Really fast part. A few things about this part. Not even like complaints or anything. I just want to talk about my strat to make this part more consistent. You can die by clicking too early here. This has happened to me like at least twice from 0, dying here. So the strat I have to make this a little easier is time this blue orb at exactly the same spot every time to where you can buffer and be perfectly fine. And that automatically makes this a buffer too. I kind of just like hit it in the top right corner. That usually does it for me. Be careful of clicking it too late though. Pretty sure I died like this today. Even though I died here a lot from 0, I think this is one of the most fun parts of the level. Not much else to say. Another reason I wanted to switch off the mouse for this level, right up ahead. Those orbs. Yeah, I guess I'm literally doing it perfectly fine on mouse, so I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. It's much less tiring to click quickly on the SEO device compared to mouse. I guess mouse feels really consistent. It's also a lot easier to click faster on the SEO device. So I just figured it would just be better in the long run for me to use it rather than risk getting, you know, too fatigued from 0. What was that strat that I just did? Hold on. There's actually a huge invisible blue orb down here. Like, see, my hand is already tired from clicking on my mouse. Now, getting on this platform and jumping early is super important, because if you're too late, then you're at risk of hitting that too late, and then you can't jump into that. Yeah, the reason why I died by going down here How by deliberately going down here by missing that yellow orb was because I was scared of clicking it too early and hitting that. I guess the deaths were valid. And now we enter my least favorite part of the level. There's not even anything really too wrong with it. And not only is it the one part of the level that uses a game mode that did not exist in 1.9 when Forsaken Neon came out. It also just features a bunch of all-around difficult timings that are synced to the music, but not entirely synced to the music. So you can't just click perfectly to the music and be okay. Like this click you actually have to wait for. And there's a whole bunch of different things you have to worry about. Like you pretty much have to be clicking as light as possible the whole time. There's only a few select parts where you have to hold. First one is right here. You need height to be able to clear that spike. You can actually get away with jumping really high here before the yellow orb. Just don't click the yellow orb too early. Very common death here. The last hold is right here. And that's it. Everything else is clicking as lightly as possible. I'm gonna stop my recording and restart again. No. I didn't re-record. Okay, I just realized I stopped my recording and then forgot to turn it back on again, so the last 70% of my explanation is just missing. Oh man, oh, why? Why am I so stupid? I'm not gonna leave future me in the dust. I'm gonna go back and talk about it again. Or even, hello? Oh. There you are. Okay, let's go back. Jeez, I'm stupid. Yep, there it is. I get here with my mouse, and I can't do the spam. And same thing here. Get here from 0, can't do the spam on mouse. Here we are again. I stopped around here. I just remember talking about how each click is pretty much a micro click except for 2 distinct clicks. And that I really didn't like this part. Oh yeah, I didn't like this part. Because Forsaken Neon is a 1.9 level, and the whole level uses game modes that are available in 1.9 except for this part, which is a randomly used robot from 2.0. And the whole part is just tight robot timings that you have to click super lightly. Absolutely nothing special here. This is like the most boring part. And like the most chokeable part. The recording cut out before I could talk about this part. Man, I had like a whole game show bit too as well. Like, okay, we'll do it again. This timing sucks, and you guys are gonna have to figure out why. There is something that happens that causes this timing to be difficult, and I want to see if you guys can figure it out. I will go through this section twice at slow speeds and see if you can figure it out. Okay, one more time. I haven't even gotten to the timing yet. Right there, did you see it? That effect that happened with the camera? Watch where the spike is. Boom. It gets shifted. The cue you have to look at gets shifted with a camera shader and probably like a zoom. And at full speed, you literally can't process it fast enough. This timing is the same difficulty as the timings that are right after it. But because of that effect that happens with the camera, it causes your visual cue to move. It can make this timing kind of tedious. So instead of using like any object as a visual cue, like you can use these spikes. I tried to, like right after you clear the spikes, then you jump. These fake spikes right here. And you're good. But the main cue that I used is that right after, like right as the screen does that effect, I just waited a little bit and then jumped. That was the easiest cue for me. Instead of actually having to look at my cube, I used the zoom effect as a cue. Okay, wait for the cue, then jump. Yeah, besides that, rest of this part's fine, except for this one jump indicator is misplaced. If you jump directly on it, or even a little before, yo dead. So a strat for me that worked every time. Click when your cube is halfway through it, and you will be fine. And rest of the indicators, you can click directly on them, and you'll be okay. And that's something I didn't realize until playing through the level again. Which, once again, good job me for learning the level after I beat it. One thing I did learn before, though, you can buffer this blue orb every time. That is a stupid death, and you should be ashamed if you die there. Unless I said it in the recording that didn't happen, I'll say it again. The best way to learn is from experience. There is no better way to learn. Same thing here. You can click this blue orb, I'm pretty sure as late as possible, and you'll be okay. Do not click this blue orb too early to where you hit that spike down there. Once again, from experience, just click it late. You will be okay. No thoughts on this ball, really, until the duel. From experience, this click is actually pretty lenient, as long as you don't click it as early as possible. You have to click it really early to die, and somehow I did, from 0. And then this click right here can be a buffer, but I just didn't trust it, so I didn't go for it. Yeah, those hitboxes just go too close for comfort for me. They're pretty much overlapping with the saw. They literally are, and you're still alive. So yeah, I don't trust buffering that, because any closer and I'm probably gone. And then this pink orb you can buffer. This yellow orb you cannot buffer. You click it too late, you're dead. You buffer it, you're dead. Click it right in the middle and you're good. And once again, from experience, do not click this green orb too early. You can click it as late as possible. That was really the last frame. And you're good. You can click it too early. Even if you think you're past it, that green orb sends you straight up. From experience, again, I should have just beaten the level instead of dying here. This was such a stupid death. You have a lot of leeway on this jump. You do not need to worry about clicking here late. But that's just from 0 nerves. I guess I just didn't process how fast my cube was approaching that spike. I think I went into detail about this section earlier on before I beat the level. The one part of the level I died to and then learned before I beat it. Now I have to talk about this ending again. You're not really in much danger until the last 2 clicks. That's why I was so happy that I fluked the last 2 clicks. I honestly thought I was gonna die there at least like twice from 0. And the reason is something that this level does already that makes it hard. Same deal as that little wave snippet at like 28-ish. This gap you need to go through at 4 times speed, and you need to do that by clicking, releasing, immediately clicking, and immediately releasing. So once again, it's another super fast, awkward click pattern. I just didn't trust myself to do it on mouse, or the save device for that matter. I didn't trust this last bit at all. I think I just brute force practiced it so much that I'm just fully consistent now. How many times can I do this last wave in a row? Jeez, man. Yeah, so that's about it. Level really isn't that bad. It just has choke points, and is really first half heavy, and is really spam heavy. So it's really easy to fatigue yourself in this level. Like, fatigue and just sheer unluckiness is what made this level take so long for me to beat. Now, I would say this is between Dissonance and either Controlled Chaos or Redeemer in difficulty. Because for me, Controlled Chaos and Redeemer were around like top 400 difficulty for me, like around that area. And this to me feels like 200 to 300 territory. The gameplay is actually really, really difficult. And it's really skill-based. Like, I'm saying skill-based opposed to more like memory and consistency-based. Because, like, the first wave, for example. Or the ship in the wave right before the spam. Or just, I don't know, there's a lot of examples in this level that... Okay, I think skill-based isn't the right word. I think I'm meaning more control-based, like ship control, wave control. Instead of it being more consistency-based, like you do one click in the wave and then you become another game mode and then it flows or whatever. This level is a lot more raw, if that's a good describing word. I was able to save a little bit of my thoughts after I realized I wasn't fully recording because I instant replayed. And right at the start of the clip I was comparing my experience with this level versus Pale Machine, and the difference between what I would consider to be a bad experience versus an unlucky experience, because I think the two are pretty different. For this level, I would say I had an unlucky experience. Not like super, super unlucky, like dying 50 times at the end, but like dying like 20 to 30 times at the end. Dying at the end, even though I practiced it a bunch, I could have beaten the level when I died at 91, and that would have just been that. But I died there, which then caused me to rack up like 10, 20 plus more deaths past the halfway point. And for me, that's pretty unlucky. But I didn't have a bad experience with the level. Sure, I might have gotten a little unlucky, but at the end of the day, I found myself, like, it wasn't really difficult for me to get on this level and play it and practice it. Because at the end of the day, I think, even though the gameplay is a little like, default, like, there's not too much special about it, I like I found it to be pretty fun. Like the level throws you in right away. You're immediately into super hard gameplay, and instead of it being like absolutely impossible pre-drop, it's a really, really hard pre-drop that gets really consistent over time. So I never really hated this level. I don't think I like actually raged once while playing it. I didn't even check my deaths. What's my death count looking like? Let me add these up real quick. Okay, I didn't even have like as awful of an experience as I thought I did. I had 22 attempts past the past Forsaken Neon, like into the gameplay extension. Like look at the fluke progress. I fluked from 46 to what, I guess 85, and then to 89, then to 92. All of this in white is stuff I experienced that was not progress. Yeah, between me getting 85, 89, and 92, I died in the second half like around 20 times. Not to mention all these pre-drop deaths as well. Like, I want to say 25 is the start of the wave, and 26 is the choke point right before the spam. And then these are in the spam. Okay, yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. I just talked about the unlucky experience I had with this level. I got unlucky, but I didn't hate the level. Now, Pale Machine, on the other hand, I would consider that to be a bad experience. I didn't like that level's gameplay. I got tired of the song really, really quick. The decoration wasn't that all impressive for me to look at. And the level's around 4 minutes of gameplay. The only threat of dying in that level is either past like 70% when you're almost already done, so you just end up getting reset to the beginning if you die. The pre-drop is super, super slow and boring. And the only places that you can die to in the pre-drop are timings that are like considerably harder than the surrounding gameplay. Like in this level, the choke points that do exist are surrounded by also really tough gameplay. So it's not like you're going from stereo madness to deadlocked or anything. Like if we're using deadlocked as the hardest ROP top level as like a choke point example, in this level, the deadlocked choke points are surrounded by club step or ToE2 gameplay, or like maybe electrodynamics gameplay. It's still difficult, but it's definitely not as hard as the choke point. Like it's still difficult, so you're focused and are ready for it. And I was like, oh, I finally got to the choke point after a bunch of easy gameplay. Oh, now I'm dead. Back to the beginning. That's what Pale Machine felt like. And also with the hitbox situation that level had. So I'll reiterate. Didn't like the gameplay. Got tired of the song quickly. Decoration wasn't too special. The hitboxes are super jank. So whenever I died, I didn't really know exactly what I could be doing differently. I would just have to hope it didn't happen to me again. The level feels like a challenge, but it also doesn't feel too overwhelming. The deaths feel fair. The hitboxes make sense. Like, whenever I died, I'm like, ah, okay, you know what? That makes sense. Even if it was a stupid death, even if I shouldn't have died there. You know, I see how I died, and I know how to avoid it going forward. And that's what matters most to me in a level. If I understand how I died, and I know how to fix that mistake, that's the most important thing to me. And all in all, like, decoration's solid. Iconic song, very awesome. Gameplay, it's definitely strange, but I liked it. It wasn't bad. It had good sync most of the way through. The parts that did focus a lot on click sync did it really well. So yeah, this level will get ranked definitely somewhere in the middle of the tier list. I don't think it's good enough to be way up there. If the choke points in the pre-drop were nerfed a little, and some very minor changes to the second half, like not even the second half, like the last 30%, then this level would be really, really good. But in my opinion, I would consider it above average. Very, very good, but not absolutely incredible and mind-blowing. Happy to have it done. Thanks for watching. Oh my god, the reveal. 1 to go! Oh my goodness. And 1 to go here too as well. We are almost there. Have an awesome rest of y'all's days. Goodbye.